Hello, and welcome to Words of Hope. Thank you for joining us once again in this space of faith, reflection, and comfort, where we seek to draw our hearts closer to God and remember that even the smallest acts of love can transform a life. Today, we want to reflect on a responsibility that we often forget: our duty to care for and protect animals, those innocent creatures that are also part of God's creation. Animals cannot express their pain with words as we do. They cannot ask for help in the same way, report those who mistreat them, or explain the fear they feel when they are abandoned, beaten, or ignored. They depend entirely on human kindness and compassion. That is why the way we treat them reveals so much about what exists within our hearts. God created life in all its forms. Every bird that flies, every dog that faithfully waits for its family, every cat that searches for shelter, and every animal that lives upon the earth has a place within His creation. They were not placed in this world to become victims of our cruelty, indifference, or entertainment. They were created to live, to feel, and to receive the care they deserve. Anyone who truly loves God cannot remain indifferent to the suffering of a defenseless creature. Faith is not demonstrated only through words, prayers, or promises. It is also demonstrated through compassion. We show it when we feed a hungry animal, offer water on a hot day, provide shelter to one trembling from the cold, or report an act of cruelty. An animal does not understand why it is abandoned after placing its trust in someone. It cannot understand why a hand that should protect it is raised to cause it harm. It does not know why it is left on a dangerous street, far from the home it believed was its own. It only feels fear, hunger, pain, and confusion. When faced with that suffering, we have the ability to do something. Perhaps we cannot rescue every animal in the world, but we can completely change the world of one animal. We can adopt responsibly, support a shelter, help an animal find a home, share a rescue post, or simply stop to help an injured creature. No action performed with love is too small in the eyes of God. Caring for an animal also means accepting responsibility for its entire life. An animal should not be treated as a temporary gift, an object to be discarded when it grows, or a companion to be abandoned when it requires more attention. It is an innocent life that trusts, feels, and depends on us. Having a pet means committing ourselves to feeding it, protecting it, providing medical care, and giving it the love it needs until the end of its life. We must also teach children that animals are not toys. They do not exist to endure hitting, shouting, or abuse. Teaching children to respect animals means planting compassion in future generations. A child who learns to care for a defenseless being may become an adult who is more sensitive to the suffering of others. We cannot speak of love while ignoring the suffering taking place before our eyes. We cannot ask God for mercy while refusing to show mercy to those who need it most. Our compassion must extend to every vulnerable creature, especially those without a voice to defend themselves. God gave us intelligence, strength, and the ability to care, not to destroy. He allowed us to have dominion over creation, but dominion does not mean abuse. It means responsibility. It means protecting life, acting with respect, and remembering that everything that exists deserves to be treated with dignity. Perhaps there is something you can do today. You can place a bowl of water outside for stray animals. You can donate food to a shelter. You can spay or neuter your pet to help prevent further abandonment. You can offer a temporary home or report someone who is mistreating an animal. You can begin by looking with compassion upon those creatures that so often go unnoticed. Never believe that helping an animal is unimportant. For that frightened creature, your help may mean the difference between life and death. Your hand may be the first act of kindness it has ever known. Your home may become the safe place it never had. And if you have ever made the mistake of ignoring the suffering of an animal, you can still change. God also transforms hearts. You can begin today to act with greater awareness, teach respect, and become a voice for those who cannot speak. May our faith never remain only in our words. May it be seen in our actions, in the way we treat the vulnerable, and in our willingness to protect life. Let us pray that God awakens compassion in every heart. May no animal have to suffer abandonment, hunger, or violence. May people understand that protecting an innocent creature is also a way of thanking and honoring the Creator. Thank you for joining us in this reflection. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who also believes that every life deserves care and respect. Subscribe to Words of Hope and join us on this journey of faith, love, and compassion. And remember, animals are innocent creatures of God. They do not have a voice to ask for justice, but we have a voice to defend them. They do not have hands to protect themselves, but we have hands to care for them. Protecting them is also a way of loving, serving, and honoring God.